you've been investing for a little bit of time, haven't you? So tell us previously what you've done in property.
About 15 to 20 years ago, we bought our first HMO. No, single let.
Right.
Then about 5 years later, we bought another one.
Okay.
So a little bit slowly.
But that's what most people do. They buy one, they save a bit of money, they buy another one, and that's the route most people take, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So then when we decided we were going to move to a live-work property, we weren't sure whether we would like it, so we decided we'd refinance our own property, cash in our endowments, to buy the new property and to actually fit it out completely. Yeah. And we would rent our own home out.
Right, okay.
So we have now sold that.
Right, okay, a bit different. So,
3 years later.
And so some experience in property was great, but getting there very gradually over time. Yeah. And so, Gemma, what was the incentive to come and do Mastermind? It was kind of related to you, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, like Mum, I kind of had a couple of houses, been a landlord for a while, and we'd done kind of some flips and some kind of a bit of refurb. So we kind of knew a little bit about property, but we did know that we didn't know everything. And I actually got made redundant from my job, which was, if anyone is facing that, that's a really positive thing. Be pleased.
Doesn't feel like that at the time, though, does it?
No, it doesn't. But then when you get your little figure of settlement, it suddenly becomes a lot more appealing. And it is a scary time. So but kind of being a bit of quite a positive person, I decided that was my opportunity to go away and kind of build something that was going to be for me, which I'd always wanted to do, and I'm not very good at doing what other people tell me to do, even you.
Yes. I know too.
So for me it was about kind of creating something different. So I remember when I left my job on the last day, everyone was saying, "Oh, I'm really sorry you're going. It's such a shame." And rah, rah, rah. And my comment was, "Don't feel sorry for me. I'm going to go and build a property empire." And they just looked at me like I was some kind of idiot. Like, okay, if you think, all right.
Bless you.
Yeah, okay, yeah, good luck with that. Yeah. Having been made redundant, it kind of made me think, I need to think about something here. Got chatting with one of my friends who went to PIN, and I thought, yeah, we'll go along. So took my mum along with me. We were both really excited, like kind of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And we just were like that, oh my God, there is so much we don't know. I didn't even know what HMO was. I don't think at that point, and it was kind of a real right. Okay, we can really learn something. So we did what everyone does, which is spend about probably the first year going along to the PIN meetings, learning what's going on and what's happening, and going, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this on my own because I don't need to do the courses because it's too much money.
And you already know what you're doing, right?
Yeah, and I know what I was doing, so it's fine, and I can get on the internet and I can read the book, and that's going to be great.
Everything you need to know is free on the internet.
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, exactly.
It is.
And it is. But after kind of not doing anything for about 9 months, we did the quick start and realised that the accelerator was going to be a great opportunity. So we went on that, and that really changed our lives. And I think Rob mentioned that earlier. It gave us so much energy, and we came out of there, didn't we, with like bags of enthusiasm. And we actually looked at a house on the Monday after the Sunday and offered it on the Wednesday. And that was our first HMO.
So again, having done the 3-day Mastermind Accelerator, not knowing HMOs before, you had enough knowledge and confidence to get a deal within a week.
Yeah.
A round of applause, that's pretty amazing, right? Very often people do that, because on the 3-day course, we teach all the strategies for Mastermind, and a lot of people say, well, I've got everything now, and they go off and do it on their own. But I think most people realise that although they could do it on their own, they could probably get there faster with the help of Mastermind. So why did you come on Mastermind?
I just really enjoyed the environment of kind of being immersed for those 3 days. And I have this really awful habit of just talking about property all day, every day, to anybody who will listen.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, and most people don't want to talk to me about it. So being in an environment where people wanted to do that was huge. So we just loved it, really. But we did say we wanted to take a bit of time to kind of go away and implement some of the stuff you taught us on Accelerator. So we didn't sign up straight away. Well, we did sign up straight away, but we did coaching. Yes. So we had our coaching for kind of a few months beforehand, and then we joined the Mastermind in the October.
We've just finished Mastermind 21st. They've done this within the last 12 months and actually voted by their peers the top performers of Mastermind 24.
We controlled and purchased £1.78 million worth of property, and that was with a very small amount of money that we'd begged and borrowed, which was about £80,000. So the deal we'll talk about today was the one that we kind of bought cash. So our money went. It'd gone straight away, and we had to find other funds. So we raised about 500,000 through various different avenues. We've done some vendor finance, we've done some joint ventures, we've done an EDC, some BMV stuff.
So using all the stuff.
Yeah, basically. So you can use. There's so many different strategies that can help you buy something, even if you don't have a huge amount of money. Yeah. What we've bought, our strategy is about buying and developing. So we don't buy something unless we can get all of our money out, because we want to be able to recycle it continuously, because we don't have a huge pot. So we have to keep doing that. And also, I'm not very good at raising money. I find it quite challenging. So
only £500,000. You've got to try harder.
We do need to try harder. For us, you know, the kind of the development is what we knew. We'd done quite a lot of development work, so it felt comfortable, and so we've that our end GDV, once we developed it all out, will be about 3.8 million, with £1 million worth of equity. So £20,000 or whatever it's to do Mastermind, £1 million worth of equity. It's quite a good return on investment. Just putting that out there. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. And our We make 155,000 a year, which our share of that, when you take out joint venture partners, is 90,000. So
90,000 profits.
Yeah.
After taking out payments to all the people who've actually funded the deals.
Yeah.
Who'd be happy with that? That'd be right, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. Good. Let's talk about this deal. So how did you find this property first?
I found it on Rightmove,
Okay.
like I found all of our deals. They do exist.
Yeah. Motivated sellers online? Surely not.
Could you imagine?
No.
Shocking.
Well, that's once you know what to look for.
Yes, exactly.
Rather than just looking through pages and pages of properties.
Yeah. And actually, Simon gave us a bit of advice on the accelerator, was about kind of the parameters you put into Rightmove when you're looking.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I did. And I was doing it in the room while you were telling it, and that was the house that I found that we bought.
Right. So you found the house in the room.
I did.
On the course. You should have been listening to the course.
I'm just too excited. Too excitable. So we found it online, and it was a modern auction, which is where you kind of bid eBay style, but no one else bid.
Okay, so some pictures there.
Yeah, so this is a joint venture. So we've got a joint venture partner in. It's a 4-bed terrace. So it was basically 2 terrace houses that were knocked into one in the 70s, owned by one vendor. Yeah. And he'd moved to Wales and he'd been renting it, had problems, wanted to be gone, kind of thing. Yeah. And immediately we realised that the room sizes were huge. They were kind of like 16 square metres, so it was like perfect HMO potential. So we converted it into a 7-bed ensuite HMO.
We paid 184,000 for it.
So where was this?
This is
Nuneaton, right? Sorry.
It's in Nuneaton, yeah.
It's terraced house, got parking out the front. So we've had a commercial valuation now of 360.
Right.
So the refurb cost us 90,000. So it's 7 ensuite bedrooms.
Yeah.
With a kitchen and a lounge that's shared. What we've been able to do is take out all of our money.
Yeah.
So it actually cash flows after all expenses of 11,200 a month.
No,
a year.
Sorry,
It'd be nice if it was a month.
That's just our share.
Yes, your share.
Yeah. The monthly income is 3,300. So that's 39,600 a year.
Yeah.
So our share each month that is our net income is 930, and our JV partner has 350.
Right. Okay.
So
is that because they've had all their money back?
They will do. We're still in the process of refinance.
Okay,
We're near the end.
So that's interesting that, I said earlier, if you can get all your money out, why would you want to give half the profits away? So you've done a bit of a deal because they're getting the cash back. They're not getting 50%, they're getting a lower amount.
Yeah, and actually we had a bit of a problem with bridging finance. Use the right broker and use the right product. That's really, really important. Yes. And we hadn't got the experience, so that wasn't the case. And it ended up that we were kind of in a bit of a situation where we committed to something we exchanged, but the funds weren't coming through.
Right.
So we found a joint venture partner, and he didn't want to take advantage, basically, of our situation.
So he was using his credibility to help you get the finance?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, okay.
No, he put cash in.
And the cash.
And the cash, yeah.
Right.
Plus the cash that we'd got as well.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. So essentially he didn't want to do a 50-50, but we said right from the very beginning, this is a no money in deal, so you'll get your money back and you'll get a continued return, and that's what we do. So when we do joint ventures, we pretty much guarantee you'll get most of your money back, if not all of it, apart from a very small amount, talking like 5,000 or 10,000, and you'll get a continued income for as long as that property is rented.
Excellent, which is a bit of a win-win, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Yep. Cool. So I'd love to ask you, Alison, what's it like doing this with your daughter?
It's very challenging at times. But I am sure...
Oh, it's magical.
It's definitely not that.
Thank you for your honest answer, though.
I'm sure she would say exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask her in a minute. So.
We're completely different characters, and Gemma's very much... So on the wealth dynamics, she's a star creator and I'm an accumulator.
Yeah.
So we're completely opposite.
So you complement each other very well then?
Yes, we do, yeah.
Yes.
But I think we do work really well together because we're able to talk about everything that we have a problem with.
Yeah.
Or, you know, there's been so many highs and lows, but it's usually been at different times. Something different sets Gemma off where she's feeling really low. Or the next time it's me. So we're both there to support each other. Great. It's made a massive difference. To have done it on our own would have been really difficult.
Yeah. Gemma, anything to add to that, working with your mum?
Yeah, I think it is great, but it can be challenging. Because we've got such a close relationship. That's a positive in some ways, but in other ways it can be a negative. Yeah. Because she's my mum at the end of the day. Yeah. So
she's still the boss then?
No.
I am. She thinks she is.
Okay, so that's it. Thank you for that.
But yeah, I think, like Mum said, the ups and downs are so vast in property. You know, you have days where you have like 3 amazing things happen, and then the next day 10 really bad things happen, and you need to be able to kind of pull each other up and down when that happens. But I suppose one thing that is probably also quite good is when we deal with investors. Some investors really like my enthusiasm and kind of my speed, and some are just completely like, who the hell are you? And they much prefer my mum because she's much more kind of calmer and a bit more considered. But it means that there's somebody for everybody, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I think that's a positive thing. So yeah.
Excellent. And so, done incredibly well. A lot of people have talked about the mastermind environment being so different from anything else and kind of being unexpected. And how did you find it?
I knew it was going to revolutionise what we were going to achieve. I always had self-belief that we would be able to achieve something. We would not have achieved the sheer volume of what we've done in the last year without that environment, because I would have probably quit halfway through. In all honesty, there were times when I really thought, I can't do this and I'm no good at it. And so when you come out at the end with this kind of achievement, you realise that it is completely down to the support you get in that room. And I think the biggest thing is the fact that when you're going through those challenges, there's 60 other people going through the exact same emotions that you are. And I'll say something to somebody and they'll be like, oh yeah, I was like that last week. And it's just like, yeah, I'm not doing it alone.
It's not easy, is it?
It really isn't. It really isn't. So I applaud anyone that can do it on their own, and fantastic if you can. But if you're not sure and you think you might need a bit more help, then this environment will give you that, essentially.
Yeah. The support is absolutely amazing. And I wouldn't look back. I've had an absolutely fantastic year, and I would recommend anybody to do it.
Great, thank you. And what's a final tip you can give the guys in the audience? What can they do to be even more successful? Something that you've learned from Mastermind, persistence, whatever it might be.
For me, it would be about building initially projects that give you more cash flow.
Yes.
Because that's been a real problem for us. Because everything we're doing at the moment is developments.
Yeah, and that swallows cash, doesn't it?
Yeah,
so
it does.
My tip about put the cash flow in place first, you can see why I say that, right?
Yeah, so like you said,
we didn't listen to what you said.
I know.
No, and we didn't.
But not everyone plays Simon Says.
No. But Simon Says, go out and tell everybody what you're doing because you can raise money. And we kind of spoke to a few people, but they weren't really getting it, and probably didn't do the 4-point presentation very well. And it kind of got to the point where I really wanted to get the deals over the line. It was getting to the point where I was getting really frustrated, and we needed some funds to do that. So I guess I got out of my own way, and I did what Simon said. And actually, we saw Simon at a separate Mastermind Extras day, and he sat down with us for about 20 minutes and just basically said, ask. If you need money, ask. So we did, and we got some. So it's crazy, isn't it? You know, he says do it, and you do it, and it works. But you think, oh, I don't know if I should say that or what should do, and yeah, you just have to.
And the people you've asked are getting great return on their money.
Yeah.
And if you didn't ask, they wouldn't be.
No, exactly. And we've met some even more great people that can kind of build our network and grow our business. But when you asked what was the tip, for me, it is all about mindset.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mastermind is not about content, it is about mindset. And you might think that you know where you're going and that you can get there. Give it a few months and you'll realise that you can't do it on your own. So you need to get that bit right, because it makes a massive difference to what you can achieve. Yeah, really? And we did do that. We took on some of Simon's advice and did some kind of extra courses outside of it. And they really have been kind of our saving grace.
Mindset things.
Yeah, they really have been our saving grace, I have to say.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great, excellent. Let's give them both a massive round of applause, please. Thank you so much for sharing. Hey, it's Simon here. I just want to thank you for taking the time to watch this inspirational case study. I'm sure you got a huge amount out of it. And if you want to learn more about how you can use this incredible strategy, I've prepared 2-hour on-demand online training for you completely free of charge, teach you what you need to know to be a successful HMO investor and landlord. All you have to do is look in the description below this video, click on the link and register to get access to that free training. I suggest you do it right now.